G'day everyone, welcome back to another video. Now I got Anthony Albanese and the Labor Party coming out here telling Australians this is the new Australia. If you don't like it, you're not proud to be an Australian. Yada yada yada, saying Australian values don't matter anymore, we're changing Australia for the better and this is what's happening. While everything is absolutely going to shit because of that government. Are you doing better off than you were 30 years ago? I highly doubt it. Do you feel safer? Do you feel more secure? Do you feel happier? No. Because the Labor government is changing Australia for their agenda, not for the Australian people. So watch these first few clips here.
We need to be vigilant. There are some, including some in political life, want to turn back the clock to an Australia that is no longer who we are.
Want to turn back the clock to an Australia no longer who we are? No, Anthony Albanese, that's what you don't understand about Australian values. We want it to be about Australia. That's why Pauline Hanson, he's obviously talking about One Nation, is coming up because she wants to make Australia first, Australians first. You want to let in everyone else that don't want to assimilate and change Australia and say, this is not Australia anymore, this is Australia. No, it's not. Australia still is Australia. It still has the Australian culture. The Australian people still want it to be Australia first, but you don't.
And we need to call out those people, and we need to continue to cherish our diversity as a strength for our nation, which it is.
He said the line, diversity is our strength.
The fact that people have come from all over the world.
And that's such a stupid comment because, of course, we've always had immigrants come here, but you know what they've come here to do? They've come here to be Australian. Anthony Albanese, I don't know what your Labor government thinks the new immigration policy is, but it's come over to here and change our country. Because that's what you keep going out there and trying to insinuate. Like, come over here and we'll change our country to be like your third world country, where there's crime everywhere on the street, everything's shit, and there's no community. That's what's happening over and over again because immigrants that have always come here that are Australian, that have assimilated to be Australian, that helped build this country, that want the Australian values, are getting grouped in with the people they want to bring here that don't want to be Australian, that don't have Australian values, that don't want to put Australians first because they come here for a better life to become Australian, not to bring over all that wars and crime and everything overseas. You can see it happening. Look at all the crime on the street. Look at the inflation. Look at how many people we're letting in that our culture is getting eroded. We can't even get houses and he's still putting hundreds of thousands of people in. It's just complete sabotage of our own country by the Albanese government. But he wants to go out there and say, you know, it's so bad. People want to turn back the clock to where Australians are proud to be Australian and put Australians first. Call them out. Call me out. Of course I want to say that. I'll say that to your fucking face, Albo. I want Australia to be Australians first. It's not racist to say that, as much as you want to frame it to be. This is Australia. You know, I don't understand what you think you're doing, but a leader of Australia, or a leader of any country, shouldn't be saying to the locals, we're letting in people to change it, and if you don't like it, this is Australia now. That's not the way countries work. That's why it's going to shit in our country. We have some of the best values, Western values in the world, and you want to change that to let everyone else have a say and destroy the country. This is Australia. I don't know how many times I have to say it to get it through your thick head, Albo. But there's more. There's so much more.
And there'll be some politicians, some of which have risen up recently in polling, who are essentially appealing to vote for us and the world will stop. Or worse still, we'll go back to the Australia of the 1950s or 60s with the same population that look like that.
That look like that. What are you referring to, Albo? What is so disgusting about the look of the 1950s Australia? Are you saying because it was full of white people? Like, look like that. Oh, disgusting. I hate myself.
With the same population that look like that.
Like, disgusting phrasing. What is with this white hatred that the Labor government have? Oh, the 1950s Australia. Why do you want to go back to look? I know what he's insinuating. He's insinuating that it was all racist back then and everyone is racist.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
And we know it's not going to happen, but we still want Australians first and people to be assimilated to Australia. That's what we want. But you don't want that, Albo. You want to change Australia and change Australian values. How can you lead a country and want to change the values and the heritage of the country and look disgusted when you speak of the locals of the country? Like, oh, white people, disgusting.
And it's a fool's errand.
Like, does he cry in the mirror when he looks at himself in the morning? Like, you white piece of shit. What are you going to go out there today to destroy, Australians? What are you going to go out there? You make sure you put in more votes and import more people in that hate Australia.
What we need to do is to make sure that we acknowledge that this is a rapid period of change. That won't continue. But we need to make sure that governments work with industry and civil society to shape that change in Australia's national interest. If we do that, we, the greatest country on earth, can be even more successful into the future.
Well, what you're doing to change it with your mass change is mass immigration, where a country can't handle it. You've seen it fail all over the West. We have the worst inflation in the developed world. We have a fuel crisis. We have a crime crisis. We have a cost of living crisis. How is this helping us, Albo? We have a housing crisis, everything. You cannot get a house. You can't afford groceries. You got to be careful because now people are getting cut up on the street. This is great, Albo. This is fantastic. You're doing a good job because you hate yourself so much. You hate white people by the looks of it. So obviously you think you're succeeding, destroying Australian culture. It's literally out here now saying this, like we're changing. We don't want Australia. We don't want people to come here to be Australian. That's what you're phrasing everything like, and it makes me sick. And there's one more, another Labor MP doing this rubbish.
And if you think about Australian values, they include egalitarianism, mateship and multiculturalism. And if you're not proud of a multicultural Australia, really you're not proud of modern Australia.
Of course I'm not proud of modern Australia. When everything is considered a crisis, how could you be proud of it? Like, it's just completely crazy hypocrisy to go out there and attack Australians for speaking up, saying, oh, we're in trouble here. Things are really bad. You're racist. They're still doing this kind of propaganda, like speech, this hate speech against white people. And I'm saying white people, I don't just mean white people. It's just because that's how they're phrasing it. I'm talking about anyone who's Australian and has Australian values. Like I said in this video over and over again, but the left-wing people can't hear that. People that have always come to Australia came to be Australian. They didn't come to bring their shit from overseas and make our country worse. But now they're letting in people that a lot of them are radical, as we've seen, that other countries won't even take, that support their same values or similar values, because they say they're radicals, we don't want them. Albo opens them in with open arms. He invites ISIS brides back into the country and gets them houses ready. This is the Labor government. This is the self-hating Australian government that thinks everything is bad because white people made it, when that's completely a lie. It's just, why do you think people have always come here? To be Australian and get along with us and have a great community and come here to do better. Yet the Albanese government is out there doing speech after speech after speech. This is the new Australia. You're racist if you want to turn it back. Some political parties want Australian values. That makes me sick. Everything like that is what Albo is putting out there. And this is why people need to wake up and realize, as more and more people get stabbed walking down the street, it's not going to work. Like, I've been affected by it personally in shopping centers. I've had my own girlfriend have to hide in storage places in like Kmart because people are running around with machetes. That is not strength. That is not diversity we want to bring into the country. Yet the Labor government will do it over and over again because it looks like they hate Australia and hate Australian values. They want it to change. It's just, I'm overwhelmed by how stupid the Labor government is. Anyway, like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below what you think, and join to be a member if you want to support messages like this to make Australia great again. He thinks we can't do it. But I tell you what, if you get the right party in, you can. That puts Australians first. And that's all we want. It's to be put first in our own country, but the Labor government doesn't seem to want to do that. Anyway, click on another video you see on screen here as well. Keep exposing the Labor government and let's speak up for Australia again.